Hey guys, thank you for joining me on this Football Manager 2017 Manchester United Career Mode. Smash a like on this video and do subscribe to follow the journey. But as you can see here, Pig takes charge at Manchester United. It's been a tumultuous time for Jose. He's come in, he's had a couple of days, he's had a scandal, and he's had to leave. I'm not going to go into the details of it. You know what happened, but it was pretty bad. So they've pretty much chosen me as a scapegoat, really. I believe, it's an unknown YouTuber. Why choose me? Well, had a chat with them. And yeah, I'm a scapegoat. So, but anyway, I'm going to prove them wrong. They've given me an opportunity. I'm going to take it. Didn't see this coming a mile off. But I put a picture in at the start of the game, and apparently that's what it's come out with there. As you can see, the flying pig here. That's me. See the resemblance on my days. Anyway, so welcome to Man United. The board would like to assure that you can rely on their full backing, and they're looking forward to working with you. Yeah, I know my role here. In terms of your contract with the club, you've been given a deal into 2017 worth $155,000 a week. That's only a year. They've given me a year. If that's not a scapegoat, I don't know what is. So here we've got Bastian Schweinsteiger. The first thing I'm going to do as manager of Manchester United is go to his transfer status, and I'm going to say, no, he's not transfer listed. He's used in rotation. And that's that. I'm going to move him to the senior squad. That's right. Also promoted Timothy Fosu-Mensah to the first team squad. He'll be useful because I think I am actually going to get rid of Matteo Darmian at Manchester United here now. Don't take offence, anyone watching this video. This is just what I'm doing playing Football Manager. I'm going to be ruthless. I'm going to come in. I'm going to get rid of a few players. The first player I'm going to get rid of is... where is he? There he is. Marouane Fellaini. Actually looks pretty decent on this game. 28 years of age, yeah. He's decent. Quality player, it says. That's decent. Well, transfer status. Actually, it's going to just straight to offer to clubs. 15.75. Unspecified. Let's just offer him around for 15 million. Get rid of him. It's a bit of a loss, but I'm prepared to take it. So Marouane Fellaini has been offered to some clubs. Matteo Darmian's actually wanted. Chelsea are interested. Definitely not selling to Chelsea, and Atletico Madrid down here you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put him to backup. Transfer status, transfer listed. And then I'm also going to just offer him to some clubs here for 15 million. So if I sell him and Fellaini, that'll be £30 million. If you look at my midfield here, I think I need to get rid of somebody, but I definitely don't need to sign anyone. I do not need to sign any midfielders. If you look at my midfield here, Bastian Schweinsteiger, I'll just go back onto Bastian Schweinsteiger's stats here. He looks like an absolute beast. Yes, he's 31, still got a couple of good seasons, 120 caps for Germany, 24 goals. The guy's a freaking beast, man. Why would I not have him right in that midfield? But not all the time, of course, because he's aging. But I've got Paul Pogba here. Paul Pogba. He's just come in 89 million. Look at those stats. He's going to be an absolute monster. So, there's a lot of competition here. I think I'm going to make Henrik Mkhitaryan my sort of right winger. And, Jesse Lingard can sort of fill in when Anthony Martial's not playing on the left wing. And Rashford's not. I might have to start converting Rashford. Oh, he's already got a left mid here. That's handy. That's brilliant. So he can play on the left mid on this game. I thought maybe he'd just be a straight-up striker. Memphis Depay. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of him and maybe sign another cheap little striker there. But I am going to get rid of Memphis. He's not really doing it for the club. Going to generate as much money as I can to actually go out there in the transfer market and make a bit of damage and bring in some players that I want to bring in. So I know we paid a lot of money for this guy, but this is a different regime. I just don't want the lad. So I'm going to offer him around he's valued at 12 million. Somebody wants to come and pay me 10. They can have the brat. They can have him. So there we go. Memphis Depay offered to clubs. But just look at that side. Schneiderlin is another one, whether or not I'm not so sure to keep him around. I mean, I could do. Michael Carrick's definitely sticking around this season, but he may not have the biggest role because I pretty much am going to favour Bastian over him in terms of that main substitute in midfield there. But of course, depending on the roles, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to sign. I could sign a better midfielder, I suppose, but what I think I need to do is sign a top quality centre back because we've got Phil Jones, we've got Rojo, we've got Chris Smalling, Blind, Bailey, a lot of players who can play in that centre back position, but none of which I believe at this moment in this time on this game at least are world class. So I need to try and bring in a world class defender. I've also got David De Gea in goal. He's sticking around forever if I can, and Sergio Romero back up, brilliant. So that's all sorted in that position. I think maybe I could do with adding a winger or something, but looking at that side, I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with Antonio Valencia at right back. And if I do so, Matteo Darmian, I'll probably have to bring in another right back. So I'll be certainly looking for those on the market. Marcus Rojo, I'm going to keep him for the time being. Actually, do you know what? I did promote Timothy Fosu-Mensah. I'm just going to develop him. 18 years of age. He looks fantastic. He's got a lot of potential. Look at that. It says potential to be a key member of the first team squad. 4 stars out of 5. Current ability too. So I'm going to develop Timothy Fosu-Mensah. He's going to deputise for Antonio Valencia. Anytime Valencia is injured or a bit unfit or needs to come off in games, Timothy Fosu-Mensah is going to be the main substitute for him. And Antonio Valencia is going to just be my right back for the next couple of years. Chris Smalling and Eric Bailly. Now, Eric Bailly, I think, has got the potential to be my number one centre-back, but then I've also got to get somebody else to go with him because I'm not so sure about Chris Smalling, although his stats are pretty decent, but I think he's going to be my second-string centre-back. So I am definitely going to keep Chris Smalling around, but he's going to be my main sort of substitute in those positions when needed. As with Phil Jones, he can also play right back if needed. So I'm going to keep these players. So I'm looking for a first-team player now, a defender, a replacement forward. I don't really want to put replacement forward, just put first-team player, and then, not sweeper, we'll go defender. Any role, yeah. Informed chief, scout, go for it. So just get a quality player for me, you bastards. Current ability's got to be at least 3.5. Potential ability, I don't really give a shit about that, but it's got to be just get me some good defenders. So I want to look for another hot prospect like Marcus Rashford, who can play in a more forward role, who can potentially take over from Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the future. So let's check out striker. Here we go. So we're looking for, just get me a striker, any role, hot prospect. Potential ability's got to be at least 4. Current ability, that doesn't really bother me. So got a couple of interesting scouting assignments going there. Right, so this is going to be my formation here, 4-2-3-1. This is my home formation. I am going to have an away formation that's not quite as attacking and perhaps play more on the counter. But this is going to be my first sort of tactic that I'm going to go to every single game and try and attack and win games. I'm going to play a 4-2-3-1, much like Mourinho does. Let's just pick the players here. So David De Gea, he's going to be my main goalkeeper, of course. Next one, choosing the right back, I'm going to put Antonio Valencia there. And he's going to be more of a sort of flying wing back. And then, as the main defenders at the moment anyway, it's going to be Smalling and Bailey. So Smalling goes there. And Bailey goes there. And then my fullback, I'm going to put all my faith in Luke Shaw and develop him because he's still very, very young. And what happened to Chris Smalling there? So, yeah. There you go, that's my back 4 at the moment. I may add a top quality centre-back to that in the place of Chris Smalling and then have Chris Smalling sort of deputising. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to change their sort of roles slightly. So Luke Shaw, I'm going to have him playing as a wing-back as well, usually play out wide with no wing support. The wing-back must fulfil the attacking and defensive duties of wingers and full-backs. That's exactly what I want because obviously I'm playing without a sort of left winger. So I'm going to put Luke Shaw there as a wing-back. And do you know what? I'm actually going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, that was actually Antonio Valencia. I did that too. I thought it was Luke Shaw. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with Antonio Valencia as well and Luke Shaw. So Luke Shaw and Antonio, it's saying they're not ideal in terms of their role suitability, but they'll adapt to that, they'll improve, and that's exactly what I need because I need someone to run up and down here and fulfill all of that space at all times. And those two have got some freaking legs on them. So as a back 4 at the moment, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with the wing backs for the time being. Of course, Valencia is ageing, but I've got Fosu-Mensah deputising for him. Now, the 2 central midfielders here, it's pretty obvious to me who I'm going to pick at this moment in time. The first one is going to be Paul Pogba. And then the second one, I'm going to have... This one's not so obvious because there's lots of good players that I could choose. You know, I could have Ander Herrera, you could have Michael Carrick, you could have, well, not Fellaini, you could have Schneidlin at the moment, even Blind. But what I'm going to do, I know it's a bit crazy, and maybe I should be looking to develop Ander Herrera a bit more, but I'm going to put Bastian Schweinsteiger in there. I'm thinking that'd be a good blend. Pogba and Schweinsteiger, both reasonably defensive. Paul Pogba's more box-to-box. I want Bastian to be a sort of deep-lying playmaker, and I want Pogba to be up and down like a rat up a drain pipe. So that's my sort of combination that I'm going for in the centre of the park, and I am going to use Ander Herrera as my main central midfield backup with Carrick. So do you know what? I may have to sell Schneidlin. He'll generate some more money for me. It means I can sign some top quality players. So may have to sell Morgan Schneidlin. But I'm going to put, like I say, Bastian Schweinsteiger straight in there. He's right in there. And I'm going to change his role to a deep-lying playmaker. Look at that. So it says he's got full suitability to that. That's brilliant. Paul Pogba, he's set to a central midfielder at the moment. I want a box-to-box midfielder for him, which he's reasonably adept at, it says here. But that's what I want. I want him to be up and down, quite advanced, filling in those spaces, but also coming back to defend. And I want Bastian sort of hovering around there, doing some damage. So with his passes, etc. Then the front three here, what I'm going to do, it's very tricky because it's tough to find a place for Wayne Rooney. I'm going to keep Wayne Rooney around this season in this squad. A lot of people may think I was going to get rid of him, but I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to pretty much do is, so this is the right winger's position. I'm going to put Henrik Mkhitaryan there. He seems fantastic, and then maybe I'll change him to an inside forward because that's what I want him to do. Cut inside, and it says he's bang on at that. Then let's go for... All right, let me just do the other wing. It's so much easier doing the other wing than choosing the advanced sort of attacking midfielder position. That's difficult. Let's choose Anthony Martial on the left wing. So Anthony Martial's there. I don't really know what to play for Anthony. Inside forward would probably be very good as well because he's that sort of... You do want him cutting inside, etc. Inside forward. Support, let's have him as support, and then actually no, let's have him as attack. Definitely have him as attack. So Mkhitaryan will be sort of finding people with his passes more, and Anthony Martial will be looked to go inside, have some shots, do a bit more damage. So let's put Anthony Martial as inside forward attack. Right, okay, that'll do. Then this is the tough position. I mean, let's just put Zlatan Ibrahimovic up here. Let's just bang Zlatan in there. I mean, I don't really know what role I want Zlatan to be. He could just be a big target man up there. Let's see how he, you know, he's not bad at being a target man. But I think what I'm just going to have is maybe just a complete forward here. It says he's got, he says he's got full suitability to being a complete forward. So he's going to be a complete forward. He's going to be trying to get runs in behind, but he's also going to be dropping a bit deeper and trying to receive the ball there and playing others and all that sort of thing. So he's going to be playing that role up top there, and boy has he got the skill to do it. But we need somebody in behind with a clever mind. I think at the moment what I'm going to choose is, even though, you know, Wayne Rooney is fantastic and I could play him in there, I could also play Ander Herrera in there, play Jesse Lingard in there, there's lots of players you can play in there. I'm going to play Juan Mata in there. So Juan Mata's playing in that role, and I just sort of want him to be an advanced playmaker, and just play those passes in, you know, thread those balls into Martial down the wings, thread those balls into Mkhitaryan down the right, and into Zlatan, of course. I think that can be quite successful. So there we go. That is my squad right there. 4-2-3-1. We've got quite a good balance in terms of, you know, the roles in the squad, and it looks decent. I'm going to improve upon a couple of positions. I'm happy with Ibra, Martial, Mkhitaryan, Pogba, Shaw, Valencia and De Gea at the moment. The other positions, you know, I may look to improve over the next season or so. So there we have it. That's my squad for the time being. I'll add some substance stuff, and let me know what you guys think about this squad that I've put here. This is basically the squad that I would, if I was actually manager of Manchester United, this is pretty much the squad that I would have chosen at the start of the season anyway. I know people are going to give me a bit of a joshing about Schweinsteiger being in there, but I'm putting some faith in him. He's only 31, the man's sheer class. Give him a run in the team, see what he can do, man. Might even make him my freaking captain yet. So watch out for that. In fact, hang on, we haven't actually chosen our mentality and suitability and everything. So at home, I'm just going to attack. We could play control, but I'm just going to attack. Attack. My first go-to. It did say the philosophy in Man United was just to play attacking football. So my first go-to tactic is going to be attacking. I want it to be very fluid as well. Not very fluid, just fluid apparently. But so we've got different phases of play, and the attackers all working in a particular unit. So, hang on, what have I done here? There you can see the suspense. This is just for illustration purposes, really what I'm going to use as the secondary player or the substitute player or the player for cover in those certain positions. So, of course, we've got Sergio Romero. Fosu Mensah is going to be deputising for Valencia. Daley Blind, the same for Shaw. And also he can play centre-back. Michael Carrick and Ander Herrera are going to be filling in for Schweinsteiger and Pogba whenever they're not available or as substitutes. Wayne Rooney's going to be a sort of key substitute man for me this season, and not just substitute, but he's also going to play in other big games. And he's pretty much going to be playing in Mata's position there, although Mata is going to be the first choice, and Rooney can play striker, of course, and pretty much anywhere across there. So he's very useful. I'm going to keep him around. And he's also very good still. He's still only, 30 on here. Or how old is he? He's 30 yet. So, he's pretty solid. He's still got a lot to offer the squad. I'm not going to get rid of him. And then, of course, we've got Marcus Rashford here to deputise for Ibrahimovic and also play on the wing. So, that's brilliant. That's pretty much all I needed. Barring injuries and stuff, we need a bit of a bigger squad. We have still got players not selected. Like Jesse Lingard, still I'm going to have to use him. I'm going to keep him around for the time being, definitely. Schneiderlin, I think, do you know what? Bearing in mind the midfield we've got for this season, I may have to just get rid of Schneider. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to, I know it's a bit ruthless here. He's actually gone in real life anyway. But if I just go to my squad here, I'm going to get rid of a couple of other players as well to just bring in a bit more cash, So let's get rid of. So Schneiderlin's getting offered to clubs. 28 million. I'm just going to put unspecified off him about. See if anybody's interested. Jesse Lingard, I'm definitely going to keep him around. Marcus Rojo, you see, I wanted to bring in a top quality centre-back. Marcus Rojo's a very useful player, of course. He's not quite done it for me at United. His stats there are not blowing me away either. I think I'm going to get rid of him too. It's pretty ruthless, but I do want to sign a top quality centre-back before this window closes. And I need to generate some money in order to do that. I know I've been given 30 mil, but I'm talking about, the dog's bollocks of a centre-back here. So here I am just offering Marcus Rojo to some clubs as well. I want 12 mil for Rojo. He's still young, he's still decent, he still can improve. But he's just looking at the players I've got in that position. I've still got Phil Jones not selected and a lot of players who can play across that line. I've got Daley Blind there to play at left back if needs be, if Luke Shaw's not fit. There you go. So